Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you've joined today. I'm here with my wonderful team member, Jan Spencer, who is helping me with this. And I am not sure if I have audio. I have not done a video in a while, and I'm not sure if all the settings have changed. Several things have changed on StreamYard. So please comment if you're watching live on YouTube or watching live on Facebook. I would really like to know that you're actually hearing me before I start making this card. I'm excited today. I'm going to share with you. Let me show you. This is kind of the full meal deal there. That's all 7 cards that we're going to be doing. Not all at once. We're going to break it up, and hopefully you'll be able to see one card at a time. I'll just do each separate video, so that'll make it easier. And I'll take that off. This is all with the Traditions of Christmas. And right here. So it's got a little easel. It's using several items. The embossing folders is actually from the Peace on Earth suite, or Peaceful Garden. And it looks like I've got a little fuzzy internet connection. We shall see how that goes. But the rest of it is from the Traditions of Christmas suite. And okay, we're going to get started here. I've got a PDF if y'all are interested in a PDF with all the measurements of all the cards. And this is kind of what they look like when I do them. You've got photos of the cards, all the measurements. It is not a step by step. You'll be able to get that from the video, hopefully, itself. So we're going to get going here. Yay! It sounds like I have audio because I can hear it from the other room. So we're going to get started with our card base, which is the thick basic white card base. And it is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 and let's see. My brain isn't working at the moment. 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay, so it's your typical long. Whoops, let's see if I've got my bone folder. Yeah, your long card. And so it's more of a vertical card than a horizontal card. So we're going to make sure we get that creased really well. And that's the main step there for your card base. You've just got to, instead of having it just like your typical horizontal card, I think my camera is a little wonky here. See if I can straighten that up a little bit. Went the wrong way. Sorry about that. Sorry about the jiggly. And then you're going to fold this portion back, and that's what you will, nope, it's folded, nope, it's folded this way. Sorry. This way, and this is what you're going to prop everything up onto, and this is what you're going to glue onto. So we are going to take our piece of Pool Party that's 4 by 5 1/4. And as you can see, I've already die cut the little bow out of it that we're going to be using on the card. So just a quick way to save a little paper. And I'm just going to glue. I know I can't go all the way to the border because this doesn't go, you can see it doesn't go all the way side to side. So I'm just going to kind of attach this in the center. We can get our glue going this morning. And y'all can use liquid glue, whatever your favorite liquid glue is, or you could use your Stampin' Seal, either way. So we'll just get that on there. And it doesn't matter if a little bit oozes out through the holes where the bow is because that's going to get covered. Okay, so you've got an even border all the way around there. Then we've got a piece of real red that is just barely smaller than the pool party. The real red piece is actually 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And again, we only want to glue, well, no, this one we can glue all the way straight down. And you could actually use the emboss side or the deboss side. Can you see the difference there on camera? They're both gorgeous. That's the embossed, and here's the debossed. So whichever one makes you happy is the one to use. And if you want to pop this up with if you want to pop this up on dimensionals, you can do that, or you can do it flat. But this is the Peaceful Greenery 3D embossing folder from the Peaceful Garden suite. Okay, do we want to pop this up or do we want to glue it down? I think we're going to glue this one down. We're going to use our silicone mat so we don't make a mess right here. Sorry, my space is a little small. I kind of got my camera a little too close, I think, to my work surface. But I was mostly worried about my audio because I couldn't tell if I had any or not. So let's see. I'm going to pull up comments too in just a sec. Let me get this glued and I'll see if anybody's got any questions. I'm happy to try to help. I haven't done this in a while, so. Okay. Yes, Jan from the other room said she could hear me. All right. So if anybody else is watching and has a comment, please share. Okay. For those of you who bought this kit, I'm not sure if we embossed this or not. I think we did for you if you bought the kit. So, all right. We've got the next step, which I guess you can do kind of a lot of different steps. You could finish the front or you could go ahead and do the easel part. Either way, we can just go ahead, and since we've got the easel portion here, what I recommend are the foam adhesive strips, and they come in a bag with two packages, I think, with 20 in each one. And you just cut that. You want to have a solid ledge to prop this easel up onto. So I find that these strips are much easier to use than using the several Stampin' Dimensionals. So we're going to cut that and just cut it a little bit shorter than your piece of paper there. We're going to put one on top and one on the bottom. There we go. And that will keep it even for you. And I personally don't think you even have to have any on the sides, but you can't see you. Sorry. I really need to move my camera up, but we'll see. I'll try to pay closer attention here to what y'all are looking at. And I'm so excited about this suite. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. It has so many foil papers, as you saw on that little teaser that I showed you with all the cards that we're going to be making. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue the real red piece to the pool party piece. And the pool party is, let's see, that is 2 inch by 4 inch for that bottom ledge portion. And then the real red is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. So it just barely fits on there. And I like the liquid glue to give you a little wiggle room so you can move that over if you need to, which I did then. And you can make this whole piece and then put it on with dimensionals. You can kind of do that however you want. But we've got the Merry Christmas is from the die set is called Words for the Season dies. And it does come in a bundle with a stamp set also. But we have cut this out already so that y'all didn't have to wait too long. And I've got a little sponge here. I feel like this is probably the best way. These are a little fiddly since they're separate. The capital letters are separate from the script. And so I really, for the class, I did I suggested doing this rather than doing adhesive sheets, just because you may get little, wherever the little strips are on the adhesive sheet can kind of get, it's a little hard to figure out how to pull all that off and not tear these up. These are so dainty. So using glue on a sponge works really well. And I really like using a little clip on there. I'm going to kind of audition my piece here to see where I want this to go. I'm kind of lining it up on the right. So you see, I don't have any glue on this one. I just wanted to see for spacing how I want that one, the Mary, to be before I tackle the Christmas. All right. And I got a little too much glue there. I forgot what I was doing. We're going to do the Mary. Right there. Then I'll dab a little more glue with the sponge. And then if you rinse these sponges out right away as soon as you finish this, then you can keep reusing it. If you let it dry, sometimes you have to start over with a different sponge. But if you wash it right away, it works great to just reuse it. All right, now we've got the Christmas part ready, and then we'll come back and do the C, the capital letter. Okay, I think I like that. Now we'll finish up with the C. Hope y'all are having a great week. We had such a fun class with this. I have a wonderful group of paper crafters. We call ourselves Create with Kelley Crew, and we do a lot of fun things together. We've got a lunch coming up on Friday that we're going to talk about all the new things with Stampin' Up. And one of those things that's coming up while I'm getting my little green piece ready here. I am going to show you, we've got a special that if you have ever looked for a community of people who love to craft like you do, especially paper crafting, this is the time to think about joining Stampin' Up, because they have 2 special deals going. But this is like the greatest thing, because you get to order a starter kit. You get to pick exactly what you want in the starter kit. And right now it is on sale. So that's exciting. It is actually going to be, you have 2 options for the starter kit. And this is the first time in all the years I have done this that they have given a choice like this that is amazing. If you decide you want to sign up, whether or not that is as a demonstrator where you want to make it a business, or just a hobby demonstrator who wants to get a discount on this initial order, your starter kit order, which you choose what's in there, you get, for $35, you're going to choose $125 worth of product. Isn't that amazing? I think that is a heck of a deal. So if you order anything, you could spend $35 and you might as well get it on the starter kit, where you get free shipping and a paper pumpkin kit. Also, if you'd rather go for the gusto and sign up for a regular price of $99, you'll get $189 worth of stuff. So it is an amazing deal, and it's very exciting, and I'd love for you to join our team. We have a wonderful community of folks, like I said, and I would love to chat with you about that if y'all are interested. Okay, we're going to move on. I got my little green piece of greenery attached there. Now I'm going to get my other pieces. We've got a piece. This little bouquet cuts out of the designer series paper. There's a stamp and a die that both are from this Christmas greenery set that are beautiful. So you could take this and stamp your own in whatever colors you wanted. And then it has the dies it has additional dies, and then this is where we use the bow. And then it has the dies that actually cut out a lot of the pieces of the designer series paper, which again is gorgeous. The one side of each of the pieces has the gold foil like this does on it. Is that not beautiful? Love it. I'm going to make some ornaments out of this too. I'm going to do another class and make those ornaments. Okay. I decided I wanted a little bit. I didn't want to just lay the greenery on here. You could, but it wasn't falling exactly the way I wanted it to. So I decided to kind of cut mine a little bit. I kind of went in here and made my own top for the other one. There we go. So we're going to glue this one. You can either use a little mini dimensional on here or glue this flat. There's just tons of ways you can do it. We're going to, you could even glue dot the back of this to here. That's what we're going to do right now because I can't reach my dimensionals at this very moment, but I will get them shortly.
The minis?
Yeah, I'll either way.
Regular.
Okay. Let's see. So we're going to put a glue dot on the front of this, actually. Jan, I think I've got them right here. I found them. Thank you. Okay. We're going to attach. See how I put the glue dots on the front of that? And then we're going to just stick that to the back of this right here. And we're going to see how we like it on there. Yep. I think that's going to work. Now, we don't want this little bit that I cut off. You want to make sure that looks pretty if that's going to stick out over there. So you kind of just have to play with it. I think I don't want the end of my branch sticking out over on this side. So I'm going to tuck that. I'm going to cut this very end off. All right. Thank you. Okay, we're going to stick this underneath there too. Let's see how we like that. Not exactly what I wanted, but let's see. Let me play with that just a little bit more. I'm going to get this off. Let's see how that works, if that looks better. I can deal with that. And we're pretty much stuck. So that's where we're going to leave it. We've got a glue dot already down. There we go. Okay, now we're going to pop this up onto the little label that came from the Peaceful Garden suite. And I'm just going to put dimensionals on the back here and kind of overlap where I put the greenery just to make sure that that stays really well. I think that ought to do us. Because every little single inch of it doesn't have to be covered with glue or popped up. It just needs to stick well enough to hold on there. Doesn't have to be completely covered. I don't really like the way that green is showing over there still. I'll cut that off too. Okay. So we're going to pop that onto this blue. And then there's a couple of options with the bow, the blue bow. We have a little, the die has 3 pieces. It has the bow part and the ribbon part. And then there's a center that is like the knot on the bow, but it's really small. And I don't think we're going to use that, but I'll go ahead and glue it on so you can see. We're going to use a sequin instead. So since we're gluing here, I wanted to show you a couple of ways to play with this. You could just add your ribbon underneath this existing bow like that. It's hard to see maybe on this glue mat. You could do that, or you could put it on top and leave this bow like that. Put the sequin, and you could even put this behind. If you didn't have glue dots back there already, you could, but you can't right now. So if you kind of stick this behind, it would look almost like a double bow if you do it that way. So I think I'm going to stick this one behind since this one is on top. That way you can see a variety there. And it doesn't have to be exactly underneath your bow. You just need to get a glue dot on here, stick it underneath. Oops. Not stick it to your thumb.
Let's see the original card again.
Okay, here's the original where I've got the full bow on the front. But this one, I'm going to just make these come down a little more like that. And then we may even stick these behind here. I'm just going to cut that. And we're going to have it like this, like you've got a double bow back there. So you can play with it and see what makes you happy, however you would like to do it. Okay, we're just going to stick that underneath here like it's a big bow. Really should have planned that a little better. Then we're going to stick this one underneath this side. Oops. Did you hear that paper ripping? So you kind of have a funky bow there with a double bow. But see how different that looks with the cardstock bow on top or the leaving the die cut bow. Either way certainly works. We'll add a little blue sequin from our sparkling sequins pack, traditional sparkling sequins. And boy, are they ever sparkly. Love them. They are beautiful. All right, do we want a big sparkle there? That seems to work. If you want to, you've got a medium size and a small and a large. So you have choices. Yes. Your audio was removed. I'm getting a little message. So we need to, is anybody else watching?
And you're out there.
It has to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If anybody else is watching, let me know. But because the audio control things, it was echoing when I turned the main audio on. It kept echoing. So hopefully we haven't gone without this whole time. All right, we are going to, let's see, we're going to get this, pop this up. And is anybody else watching? Or you can leave me a comment and let me know if you're hearing the audio. Okay. Yay. All right. Whoops. Jan reminded me a minute ago about the ribbon. We're actually using, you could use a pool party. There's a current balmy blue ribbon that's very sheer, and there's a pool party one that is retired. So either way, probably about 8 inches or so will work on that. And I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal. Let's see. Just add a little bit of the mat back there. It's all going to get covered up. Then we'll, let's see. Sorry, you're going to hear some chit chat in the background. We had a our blinds came undone off of our door. And so we're having to get that replaced. And I am barely pushing this down so that I can make a change. Kind of doing our little audition, our pieces that we like to do to make sure before we really stick them, kind of where we want that ribbon. I think I want it a little further down, like that. A little more loopy this way. And thank you, Jan. Got my trusty ribbon scissors here to make that at a little angle. Now let's see if we're happy with that. I think that works. I think I could use just a little bit more this way. Okay. And we are almost done with this card already. Can you believe it? And if you wanted to add more sequins, you certainly could. I just really kind of liked that one there on the bow. And then we'll add a couple of smaller ones up top. We'll use a small, and I just had it up here. I keep losing my sequin there. All right. And I like to make sure that whatever I use as a focal image kind of takes your eyes in a circle to keep you on that focal image so that you hold on to that card longer and you really enjoy looking at it. So it pulls down there, and then I'm going to put another big one. Let's see. Let's go with a medium. We're going to go with a medium one on here to jazz that up too on the inside. Hope I didn't lose everything. I didn't turn the do not disturb off.
All right.
I lost it.
No, just a second.
Yeah,
I've got something going on.
it's gone. So sorry about that. If you're still there, I'll. It's not showing anything on the screen here. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Sorry, I forgot to turn my do not disturb off. We've just got all kinds of activity going on. All right. Well, once again, let me bring this back up. We're going to go. Oh, yeah. We got a stamp first on the inside. And this is from Jan. Man, I wish I had tons of money to hire her full time to help me. She's the best helper ever. All right. We're using the stamp set Words for the Season. And we've got a sweet little message of may your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness. Who wouldn't want that for all their friends and family? All right, we're just going to stamp this in Secret C up toward the top right there to give yourself plenty of room to write their name, your name, whatever you would like to write on there. And we're all set. There's our card. Yay. This is card 1 of 7 that we'll be doing in this series with the traditions of Christmas. I'm going to hold this up. Let's go back to, here we go. I'm going to hold this up. Yay. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you will stay tuned in today. We're going to hopefully get to do all 7 cards. We shall see if we can get all that done. But if you'll stay tuned in, and then in the description below the video, you'll have a link to a Google form if you would like to get this PDF project sheet that has all the measurements of all 7 cards. And if you are interested in any of the products or anything, if you order a $40 order from me this month in October, then I will send you the PDF for free if you'll just check that box on the Google form. Otherwise, if you just want to purchase the tutorial, you can do that for $20. And all that should be linked below the video. If not, look for the next video that we'll be doing shortly. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you soon, and hope you've enjoyed this Traditions of Christmas card number 1. Fun times ahead. Thank you. Bye.